About a month into Russia's invasion of Ukraine, the devastation on the ground is searing. Hundreds of civilians confirmed dead and rubble as far as the eye can see. The UN now warning that up to 90% of Ukrainians could free fall into poverty if the war continues.
It's roughly 18 years of socioeconomic progress that is basically being erased.
Geert Trogeman from the United Nations Development Programme tells Newsy that Russia's consistent shelling of Ukrainian infrastructure is particularly concerning.
It's access to, every form of everyday life that is either hampered or become totally impossible for people on the ground.
According to the Ukrainian government, at least $100 billion worth of infrastructure has already been obliterated. Things like buildings, roads, bridges, hospitals and schools. Russian airstrikes have also cut off water and electricity for tens of thousands of people. Experts say that can unleash contamination and infectious disease. And then there are the long-term health and environmental risks associated with the aftermath of Russian bombs.
We're trying to keep track of this together with the government and with the UN system partners on the ground, using satellite imagery, using social media tools.
The employment picture is just as dire. Ukrainian officials say half of all businesses have been forced to permanently shut down, with those still in business hanging by a thread. Without a solid plan to help Ukraine rebuild itself, experts say it could become a failed state and possibly a magnet for trafficking, terrorism and other illicit activities.
We have an opportunity to support the government of Ukraine in its effort to maintain the key governance functions and to maintain its delivery of services to the people, be that through medical aid, be that through food aid, be that through cash aid, be that through other means.
But what happens if Russia wins the war?
Northwestern University development economist Nancy Chen says long-term help will be needed regardless of the war's outcome.
Rwanda is a good example. The Hutus got aid, the Tutsis got aid. Everyone gets aid because they were starving, and humanitarian aid is about saving lives.
Chen praises the UN for bringing attention to Ukraine's current and future needs before people move on.
Once the conflict is over, sometimes we forget about them. And so it's good to talk about this now when people are charged up, motivated, and willing.
Ben Chamisso, Newsy.